Kevin Stefanski, the former head coach of the Cleveland Browns, getting exposed from his former players. And also, the Cleveland media, they tried to cover it up for Kevin Stefanski. He gave up play calling even before Shedeur Sanders got there. We get ready to talk about it all right here on Sports Talk with B. Watts. Let's get this show started. Let's go.
I look at the offense of the Browns.
I said this last
I'm
week.
confused. I watched like, what are they trying to accomplish here? Anytime a coach loses a locker room, I can't stand them type of coaches.
Yeah.
If you can't be a great coach on the field,
Yeah.
at least be a good coach in the locker room off the field.
That's facts.
And he lost that. I watched the media control the whole Cleveland Browns roster. As the head coach, you got to take order of your team and your locker room. And soon he lost the locker room, I said, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm good with Kevin Stefanski.
Kevin Stefanski, the former head coach of the Cleveland Browns, is getting exposed. Heartbreaking news for Kevin Stefanski when your players, your former players, are speaking out on you right now. Well, many people are saying, why didn't they say that while they was on the team and while Kevin was there? No NFL player is going to come out and tell you what's going on in their locker room while they are still on the Cleveland Browns payroll and on the team. So, hey, Jarvis Landis, a former wide receiver of the Cleveland Browns when Kevin Stefanski was the head coach, gonna let you know everything what was going on inside of that locker room. I've been saying it for a while. Kevin Stefanski is not a leader of men. He's just not. He's not strong enough. He's not built enough to be like that. And the Cleveland media covered it up for Kevin Stefanski and tried to play devil advocate on Shedeur Sanders when he got there. Now, all of this happened before Shedeur got there, right? Shedeur Sanders' name just draw a magnet to it and it lift the cover off of his head. Listen to this podcast of Jarvis Landry and a former running back, Fortinet, big-time running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They won the Super Bowl. I believe he was there when Tom Brady won the Super Bowl. Let's listen to the podcast as they talk about the situation with Kevin Stefanski.
So you telling me that record he deserved two-time Coach of the Year? Maybe he got it because he was coaching the Cleveland Browns.
His first year he came in.
Yeah.
We made some noise.
Yeah.
Obviously, the years before we hadn't had no success at all. So it was. I do think it was fitting and well deserved. I know when I was there for 100% fact, when we were struggling as an offense, I know Kevin Stefanski himself gave up play calling to AVP. The same thing that he's done, that we have guys that have told us that he's done throughout the years of not being able to get it done as a play caller and then putting it off on somebody else. Then the team gets success and then he takes over play calling again. I don't know how much history he's going to have as a head coach. But again, with this record, only thing he really got going for him is those two-time Coach of the Year.
That's Fortinet. That's Jarvis Landry, a former player of the Cleveland Browns, letting you know what was going on inside the locker room. He said he know for sure that Kevin Stefanski, when things went wrong, he gave up them play calls again before Shedeur even got there. So the Cleveland media is saying he gave it up twice. No. Jarvis Landry that say, no, he gave it up before Shedeur got there. 3 times. He didn't know what he was doing. 3 times. He turned his back on his team. The last time, he turned his back on Dylan Gabriel, a quarterback that he wanted. He gave up play calling, and he saw it wasn't going that well. But guess what? The Cleveland media, with the help of Kevin Stefanski, told Mary Kay also told Jason Lord, Tony Grosson, to leak out whatever he wants to cover up his mistakes that he not made. And they did that. They did it. And now they are being exposed. Well, there's another podcast, Debo and Joe. Joe was on the team with Landry, the wide receiver, when Kevin Stefanski was there. Let's listen to see what Joe had to say about this situation. Joe and Debo.
Jarvis don't got no reason to lie. He's going to be honest. And that's the one thing you're going to get from him. He's not going to just bash nobody or say nothing for no reason. He's not going to make something up. He's just talking honest. And that's when things just, people like, why would you say, I'm not going to sit there and talk about my coach's relationship while I'm on the team. This is in real time happening. No, like I'm a professional. I'm going to keep it as professional as possible while I'm playing. Once you're retired, once you're out of the game and you ask me an honest question, now I can give you my honest answer.
No one is going to tell the whole and complete truth about what's going on at an organization while they're playing.
Yes.
Okay. For them to, come out and say something afterwards, now everybody questions it because they're like, well, why didn't you say something before? Because like he was here, we're not going to do anything that's going to be more detrimental to our team. Yeah. It's been that way and it's going to stay that way.
That's the former Cleveland Browns player, Joe, letting you know that Jarvis Landry, the wide receiver, formerly of the Cleveland Browns, have no reason to lie. They in the locker room, y'all. They are in the locker room. They know what's going on. Kevin Stefanski wasn't a player's coach. And you can tell, remember, when the NFL put that survey out and asked each player to not only judge your head coach, start with the ownership, the general manager, the facility, the cafeteria, the weight room, everything concerning the Cleveland Browns organization. Each player voted that Kevin Stefanski was the worst coach in the NFL. The worst coach in the NFL. His own players, not just Myles Garrett, not just Shedeur Sanders, not just Denzel Ward, Dylan Gabriel, Joel Bitonio, Wyatt Tiller, Carson Swessner, the linebacker, all of them voted. And Kevin Stefanski was the worst coach in the NFL, voted by his former players this past season. Only thing I'm trying to tell you, Kevin Stefanski has been exposed by the Cleveland Browns football team. And the owner, Jimmy Haslam, did the right thing to get him out of that building because he knew it was about Kevin Stefanski. He came on record and said, my team was good enough to win more than 5 games this year. Andrew Berry echoed the same message. We thought the team was better than the record showed, better than 5 wins this year. And it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm going to tell you something else. If Kevin Stefanski don't straighten up, this going to be his last season as a head coach with the Atlanta Falcons. If they don't win or if they don't make the playoff, oh, he out of there. He's out of there. I'm telling you, he's gone. And he'll never be a head coach again. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, hey, Kevin Stefanski have been exposed by his former players of the Cleveland Browns. You watching Sports Talk with B. Watts. Got a live show tonight, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Come on back and check me out. I'm telling you, we're going to have a good time tonight. All right? Until then, peace.